Beorn to be wild. Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian. Today we're bearing down with Beorn the Fierce. This is a 5-mana 6/6 with trample that gives all your bears +2/+2, turns things into bears, gives them trample, and draws you cards. This is a deck that is doing all the things green wants to do and fueling itself to do it even more, at the low cost of playing a couple bears. But since you turn things into bears, you really don't need that many bears to make this deck work. It's big, it's green, it's stompy, and so are a lot of the bears that you want to be playing anyway. Whether it's bears that help you ramp like the Studious First Year, bears that help you fight like a Eula Queen among bears, bears with good abilities, bears with good stats, bears that make more bears, and of course, some of the biggest, scariest bears of all, like Surik and Goreclaw herself, or maybe even just bear tokens. This is enough bears to get Beorn rolling, and once you start turning things into bears, you are giving so much additional power, so much additional damage, that you're going to be taking your opponents down with a swipe of the claw. This deck is also just playing the best cards that green has to offer, some of which give you extra synergy, like, well, Ouroboros, or I should say Ouroboros, which you can give +2/+2 to, so it buffs everybody else even more, or cards like Roaming Throne. Yes, it is a generically good card for a Typal deck, but it's also giving you 2 different card draw triggers, 2 different turn things into bear triggers. This is a deck that's really doing all you want to do in green, and with the bonus of giving things more power, more toughness, and card draw. So if you have a couple cards in here to maybe destroy your opponent's threats and take out some artifacts and enchantments, you'll be good to go, overrunning your opponents with your bears or a Craterhoof Behemoth and all the other cards that green has to offer. So let's take Beorn into the queue and see if there's any claws for alarm for our opponents. Tasigur the Golden Fang. Tasigur is going to fill up the graveyard, get cast for very little mana, and then might get sacrificed to bring out some bigger things, or could just, you know, get them more value from the graveyard. It sure makes bears. I have a land that makes bears. I have Raphellos for ramp. I have a bear. I have a discount. Sup, Gemstone Caverns? They draw. Yeah, Gemstone Caverns loves showing up on the play, or as your first draw when you are on the draw. I wonder how greedy my opponent will get on library value. Also wonder if they have removal for Raphellos. I hope they don't. Play this while it comes in untapped. Use this Emerald Medallion. Let's see, am I feeling Earth King? I'm feeling Ursine Guide holding up Heroic Intervention because this is a Tasigur deck. Ranger's Merit is great. It makes you bears, because whenever you cast a spell that's isn't from your starting deck, you get a bear. And it makes all your bears bigger and more trampley. Just like Beorn. Ooh, Comedian, thank you for the 4-month resub. Thank you for using your Prime to support the channel while we go up against Tasigur. Oh yeah, that's a Psychic Frog. More tramplier. Yeah, the most tramply. Yeah, we want to play the Forest since it gives me more Raphellos mana. I will tap the Raphellos since I don't really intend on attacking with him. But I will turn him into a bear. Ramp or hold up this? I'm gonna go for the guaranteed bit here. Yeah, Library of Alexandria loves holding priority. And now they won't ever have extra cards in hand because they can just discard them to Psychic Frog. Earth King is now a bear. Let him live his best life, chat. Let him live his best life. And I'll swing in with the Earth Sign Guide because that will get me another land. And if they do not wipe the board this next turn, I believe I have lethal off Ranger's Merit. Single target removal on Beorn would also work since it would take away the +2/+2 buff on all the creatures. Yeah, don't you guys like Bosco? Just a bear? Yes, the Changeling ability makes you have all creature types, so it would make something into a bear. We have a couple Changelings in the deck. You don't need that many bears, though, for Beorn, because he turns things into bears. Okay, they discard. Did you discard so you could use Library again? Library Greed is real. What do their Aether Eyes see? I have this Heroic Intervention. That does not stop Aether Eyes, but if it's a kill spell on Beorn, we're good. I will bear down for midterms. Hey, you could say it's a very good swing. And I got enough mana, so we're gonna do it again. I could do it a third time, but I think that's unnecessary. What do you got, Tassiger? A Cryptic Command. Okay, so they're gonna tap all my creatures. Fine. I still get to draw. Okay, who here wants to be a bear? Snow-covered forest, you're a bear. I mean, it is funny. I'll play this moose holding Heroic Intervention. I think Root Moose will make a good bear. Every time you cast Ranger's Merit, it causes the Earth Sign Guide to re-prepare itself. It's a forest bear? Yeah. What's up, Psychic Frog? You want to fly? No, you want to use that graveyard for Tassiger, right? Where's your green mana, by the way? I mean, this could just be a Dimir deck. You really don't need that much green for Tassiger. Okay, they discarded so they could draw on Library. They're looking for something. Oh my god, look at how cute this is, though. I don't actually think this is that good of a card, and if you're looking to save a Mythic Rare wild card when building this deck, you can skip this one, but, like, this is the line from The Hobbit, the bears dancing from dark to dawn. This is the reason why we have all the bears in the set. Hi, Tassiger. So, hey, listen. What do you got? Nothing. Yeah, nothing works out. Smog the Magnificent generates treasures, and, well, it's a flying hasty dragon. That seems pretty strong. He's also going to be dealing damage whenever he attacks. Again, he has haste, based on a number of treasures. So if they make some treasures, attack with Smog, they'll be killing my bears, my birds, my everything. Oh, what's up, Ragavan? You very much make treasures. I'll play this Clifftop Lookout, assuming that I'm just gonna trade it into Ragavan if I can. Bears and frogs and birds and bears and frogs and birds. Oh my god, what if I made the Aura Baroid? I think am I playing Goreclaw? Or am I playing Beorn this turn? I think I'm playing Beorn. I'm not getting the buff this turn, the draw card. But because my opponent is, well, they're mono red, killing a 6/6 is really hard for them. Ooh, a Nova Hellkite. That kills a Birds of Paradise. I also get to swing in for 4. I'm so ready for Aura Baroid, though. I would like to change that order, because the Aura Baroid, becoming a bear, makes it have 3 power. So it gives +3/+3 to all the creatures. Ooh, that's so good! That's so dumb. Yes. And thank you. And here's Smog the Magnificent! We should have just sent Beorn into that cave. Feel like, yo, what's up, Misty Mountains old? I'm Beorn, I'm a bear. Joyra Weatherlight Captain. Wow, I have Rampant Growth and Rampant Growth in my hand, but one of them comes with a free bear! That makes it better. Joyra is typically a Paradox Engine commander. You cast historic spells and, well, that's all you need to do. You cast historic spells. I'm going to use this Rampant Growth over playing the Fanatic of Ronus here. And I'm going to swing in for 1 with the world's whittlest bear. Arcane Signet, they have ramped. Yeah, you just keep casting stuff, and if you're untapping your mana sources when you do it, you get to go wild on it. Fanatic of Ronus into Shared Roots to get myself to 5 mana, so we are Beorn ready next turn. Here comes Joyra in Ornithopter. They draw a card. Any more 0-cost artifacts? Nope. Cool. I'm gonna lead with this land though, so I get this untapped. Oh wait, I already had enough? I already had enough. I draw. I'll swing in with the Studious first here. Tap you for 4. We're gonna go Nature's Rhythm, 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3, 4? No, I can only do X equals 3. Why is it not showing all of the mana being used? I'm gonna eat one of their mana sources. Boundary Inspector, discounting those artifacts. Seagate, they did not bolt it in. And I guess I just have hoof mana, so... Hoof! There it is. Yeah, the Crater Hoof Behemoth. Thor, God of Thunder. It's a really sweet mono red commander. You sling spells in order to deal direct damage. You can also recur your spells from as long as they are instants, sorceries, or equipments, like his hammer. I found that this Thor, I built him fairly recently. It's a top tier card. This is a very fun commander. If you like big red, try Thor. Ooh, what's up, Corey Steele? Kata? Mutable Explorer to ramp or Earthbender Ascension to ramp? I think Mutable Explorer to ramp because I got this land, and that should give me, assuming they don't kill my creatures here, Beorn online next turn. Yeah, I imagine they're gonna kill some of these, though. You play a lot of burn in Thor, because not only is it good removal, it also helps you deal more damage. I want to do the Ouroboros again. Oh my god, they're both getting killed. Fair, okay. I'll bend the earth itself. Somebody had commented that my videos help their kid fall asleep. And I'm just here thinking, like, man, that baby's brain is going to be raised on hearing magic terminology if my videos are being put on a lot. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but they'll be like, Daddy, when do I get to have Trample? Oh, what's up, Lelia? Lelia finds a Flame Slash. If they have a land in hand, they can use that to kill my forest. And if they do, okay, I need to put full control mode on here so I can animate this land. There's a reason for this. The forest will die. It was earthbent. It should then come back into play. I'll get the 4th landfall trigger on the Earthbender Ascension, and then I can put the counter onto the Mutable. Boom. Yeah, baby's first phrase, do you pay the one? I have enough for Worldweave or a Boroid, but I wouldn't want to do them in that order because I want more counters on this from Earthbender. Okay, I'll just skip the Worldweave, actually. I'm gonna go one of these. One of those. And do I want to swing with a big Mutavault, or do I want to play the Worldweave? I think this is fine. They haven't really played the cards that would have been a setup for Thor to go wild this next turn. Yeah, I'm going to make an Ouroboros next turn. An Ouroboros with Trample. Let's see what spell they get. Suplex. They can't play it this turn. They also don't have a good attack in this turn. Yay! Beorn the Fierce. Get myself another land. The landfall causes this to grow. We're gonna animate the Mutavault. It is a bear. Or a Boroid is also a bear. Did I remember the order those right? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. I got to draw cards and do this. It's a 16-18. Looking pretty good, huh? Songbird, Sonic, Screamer. I don't have that much graveyard hate in this deck, which is rough because they are a reanimation deck. They're going to be putting creatures into the graveyard and then taking them out because they have a free discard ability on their commander. It's as simple as that. It's a common, it discards, and then you bring things back out. They can also entomb things and just go with the regular strategies that most mono-black reanimators go with. Because it works. Probably even have a Buried Alive somewhere in that deck. I believe in my ability to keep the Badger Mole alive. Nope. It's a common legend. Yep, it is from Jumpstart. The Marvel Jumpstart. Oh, a girl has no name. Thank you so much for the sub. Thank you for using your Twitch Prime to help support the channel while I eat apples and play band cards. They play the Soul Stone. It gives them reanimation. Sure, I'll trade. And they've put a Bahamut in their graveyard. Notably, Bahamut's not legendary, so if they have, like, Persist, they can use Persist on this. And Reanimate, it's Reanimate. What a pair of cards to have in hand. R.I.P. Kami of Bamboo Groves, I guess. Here's the good news. I can bite it. Here's the bad news. I didn't get another land. Yeah, they have, 5 mana? I have 3. Whoops. Songbird's back. Nice, there's a land. I'm going to play Earth King. Earth King comes with a bear, but if you turn him into a bear, then he's self-enabling. Yay! I'll swing him with the Chomping Changeling since we got better blockers. And what do they discard this time? Oh, Hoarding Broodlord. They may be running a Hoarding Broodlord combo. Assemble from parts lets them summon a 4/4 copy of that card, and it shuffles the actual card into their deck. So I assume you kill the Earth King here? No, they killed my bear. Rude. Oh, what's up, Castle Garenbrig? So I use the activated ability on Garenbrig here. This is a creature, so I can use this to make sure it is a bear. And I'm going to turn the Earth King into a bear, the thing I mentioned doing before. And then attack in with him. I get a land. Okay. Phyrexian Scrapyard, they are discarding a land to get a land. Royal Spirit, thank you for the 7-month resub. Nykthos might be nice coming up. Do I have enough to haste you in? I believe I do. I'm going to put Boots on Kaslam. We get our Earth King trigger. Oh, they let the whole thing hit? Why, thank you. What do we get? I definitely want Keen-Eyed Curator, and then maybe Echoing Cavern. It's like my hand's not full enough for library, but it doesn't really matter that much. I'll go for library. That way I don't have to type in bear. So if they try to reanimate something, I have the Keen-Eyed Curator better. And I want to protect Orichalcum here. So they draw 2. But now, if they put something in their graveyard and they try to reanimate it, like this, I will exile it at instant speed using the Keen-Eyed Curator. Painful Bond, that's some card draw. Five mana. No, wait, 6 mana. They got a Soul Stone still. Next turn, by the way, they could, like, in response to this sacrificing itself, I think sacrifice it to the Soul Stone if they want to harness it. Okay, my turn. I'll hit that Hoarding Broodlord. Nykthos. Land, land, land. Great Henge. Yeah, sure, just the Nykthos and the Great Henge for Beorn. We draw off the Great Henge. Smo lands. I'm gonna move the Boots onto the Beorn. And who here wants to be a bear? We all want to be bears. Raphellos, Llanowar Emissary, is something I can't really deal with in my deck. This version of Beorn isn't running Well, it's not running a Eula. It's not running that many fight spells. It can't kill Rafellos. It can try to race Rafellos. And you know what? I'm going to do my best to try. I'll drop this Turn Timber Symbiosis. Maintain my Bearitude. I just have to outbear him. I'm going to do my best. Here's Badger Mole Cub. I will animate my Forest. I have card draw and I have a big Stompy Commander. Alright, Birds of Paradise. Haywire Mite. Wilson the Bear. Maybe I'll put a Eula back in. Just to kill Rafellos. So they have 3 more mana. Eladamri lets them also cast off the top of their deck. This lets them play off the top of their deck. And now I can see what's on top of their deck. It's a forest. Great. Here's a land. Here's a Beorn. I already have the 3 bears set up here. I will make my Badger Mole Cub into a Badger Bear Cub. And I'll swing in with both of these. Nice. I don't think that I'm going to, like, bother waiting here. Yeah, I don't have anything in my graveyard, so I can't exile Courser of Crufex. I just want to go wide and try to kill them next turn. Yeah, my Badger Mole. What did I say? Okay, a Great Henge to set up for card draw. They play Elvish Mystic. Reclamation Sage can kill the Haywire Mite. I have our 3 bears. We're in the Goldilocks zone. Tiga Miner. First of all, how dare you? Second of all, yeah, we're in the Goldilocks zone. This is the most habitable planet you've ever seen. Wirewood Symbiote, they could put their Elvish Mystic back in hand to untap Rafellos so they can keep casting crap this turn. Now I just need to put Hot Soup in the deck. Hot Soup and, oh gosh, what was the name of the Porridge card from Eldraine? Was it just called, like, Porridge? I'm gonna look it up. It was called 3 Bowls of Porridge. From Wilds of Eldraine. I have 4 bears. I do have 4 bears. They could cheat that Ice Till Explorer in if they wanted to. They could cast it. Because, like, you can Eladamri pay 1, tap these 2, put this thing back. Yeah, I have 4 bears. With Court of Calling... So they draw another card. There's a forest on top. Yes, Flaxen Intruder does make bears if you cast her her adventure. Bear Witness to my battlefield. It's a bit unbearable. So this naturally has trample. If I If I discard the Snow-Covered Forest from my hand, I can make Wilson get +3/+3. They have all of these, like, cheat things into play. Tutors here. Court of Calling, Genesis Wave. Yeah, next turn it's gonna get nasty. God dang it, it's Vorinclex. He is too large for me to easily break through. Alright, Orichalcum! I mean, that looks kind of like a bear, right? I guess I just go for the card draw. And I don't have a good attack because of the Vorinclex. Alright. It's going to be post-combat. We're gonna spill as much as we can. Everything's a bear if you squint hard enough. Yeah. We're squinting. With the tutor, I'm pretty sure they just kill me off Craterhoof Behemoth next turn. Yeah, you want a Court of Calling here? It's your symbiote. You think Nissa could be a bear too? Court of Calling, X equals 5. What X equals 5 do you get in green? Okay, Ashaya. I mean, she makes a nice bear. She was a maybe for this deck. So we know you got another search here. You got Green Sun Zenith. So cast that Craterhoof. If they do pretty much anything else, then I'm pretty sure that either their deck is built wrong or this is BM. So let's see. Good game. You have lethal off Craterhoof Behemoth. We know you have a tutor in hand. How big is Specialized Green Wilson? 5/5 base, so it would have been the same size as Vorinclex, but it wouldn't have really done anything. Eladamri. I'm gonna give them one more chance. Okay, nope, they are not interested in ending the game. That's a shame. Bye, Raphaelos. Yuri, Master of the Review. I feel like I used to run into this player, more often. When they sacrifice things, their commander will grow, and when it dies, they deal damage equal to its power. Which oftentimes means that you actually fling Yuri to get even more of that damage. Well, I've got some nice early ramp. We want ramping creatures in this deck because we can turn them into bears. Oh, my thoughts! My Earth Sign Guide, I assume. And because they're in black, I don't want to go for Beorn unless I'm drawing on the card, or drawing on the turn I play it. They drop my Elvish Mystic. Here's an Earth Sign Guide. Do I want to wait on this? Because I already have a bear, but if they kill the bear... Nah, I'm just going to play the Chomping Changeling. And offer them a trade. Cool. Here's Crucius, makes them treasures by discarding and getting them things that either are higher or lower mana values. Yeah, if you let this build up, it can just kill you in one turn. And this deck does not have good ways to prevent that. Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay. Discard some cards, get some more, give themselves some elementals if they discard non-lands. They discarded one land, one non-land. Okay, well, it's sort of a land. It's a non-land for the purposes of Seasoned Pyromancer. Then they discard... Oh, Jadar! That's a fun one. Bring out the Beorn. They do have 2 mana up, but I don't think that they have it. I'm gonna give Trample to the Ursine Guide, and I'll swing in with both. Nice, this Nykthos could be pretty chunky next turn. Oh, they're like, yeah, you have a lot of power. Sure do. I got bears. Porphyros, god of the forge. They ping whenever creatures enter play. Right? Yeah, that's what this one does. I double check. Hey, how you doing? I actually have some god removal right here in my hand. It's a god removal and it's also a bear. Very important. What have they got in their pockets? Lands, am I right? That's what we have in our pockets, right? Lands? Is it not lands? It might be lands. Arcane Signet, get that ramp. I am one short of being Beorn to be wild here. So I guess I'll double up my bear abilities and play a bear called Roaming Throne. Roaming Throne, by the way, goes hard with Beorn, since it gives you 2 things to turn into bears and draws you 4 cards if you have this. Let's do it! Let's bear down! Elvish Mystic, you are now a bear. Roaming Throne, I'm just giving you Trample. And we swing for 12. Oh, Flare of Cultivation. I mean, would I rather have a 3/3 or 2 more lands? No, I'd rather have the 3/3. It's a bear. Are you kidding me? Of course I want to have a bear. They have 5 mana. A Moria Marauder. Nice. I get pinged for 2. Yeah, goblins are generally very good with Porphyros. I've personally built a very similar deck with this, General Crete as the commander. Do I have lethal? I'm doing something, I promise. I'm not just being silly on this. I'm trying to make sure I have the right pieces. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're good. Oh, right. No, I very much have lethal. I forgot that I have trample permanently on these. It's not until end of turn. It's a permanent trample. All right, here we go. Sorry for taking the extra extra moves there, Green Tim. That's on me. Death Touch Trample does work. But you have a problem with this Twink hanging out with these bears? He likes it! He likes it. Samut, Vizier of Noctamun. They want to go fast. They want to hit with creatures on the turn they enter. And apparently so do I, because those are Lightning Greaves. I don't know if I'm willing to keep this, though, because I have no creatures until turn 3, and they're going to be playing very aggressively. I will... Oh, nice. Top deck some turn 1 ramp. Gives me a blocker, and blocking is important against something like Samut. Yeah, they're going to be playing a lot of creatures with haste. A Fuel Tank Feaster. That could even go in this deck. It's really nice. Because I don't have a bunch of mana dorks here, I'm going to play this Badgermole Cub and use it on the Wooded Foothills. Just to get an extra landfall, or extra land, I should say. And here's an Allosaurus Shepherd. It's just, again, it's another cheap blocker. What you got, Fuel Tank Feaster? Urabrask's Forge. It makes them a hasty creature every turn. That's potential draw off Samut. And they're Flame Slashing Badgermole. Again, because I didn't have mana dorks, that's why I did the thing on the fetch lands. And yeah, sure, that can hit. I could go for Bramble Armor Brawler as a big blocker, or I could, like, ramp and get rid of Urabrask's Forge here. I'll go for get rid of Urabrask's Forge. Maintain a bunch of blockers because this is a Samut deck. Domri able to fight and ramp. And this turns Samut into a 3-power creature to make these blocks a little worse. I am going to chump block with Kami of Bamboo Groves. Ooh, I have fetched this game. And I'm tapping very specifically here so I can utilize that Nykthos mana to get even sillier with it. Who do I want to turn into a bear? Icetill? It would give me the best stat line here. And I'll swing at Domri. Nice. Means that they won't be able to use it to fight. Oh, sweet. Nissahoof next turn. And so, well, that's a Broadside Bombardiers. That's a great card. And it lets them yeet their creatures at my creatures. Also, they're artifacts, but... yeah, they could throw this to deal 4 damage. I'm just gonna let this hit. I don't trust like this. You can have the card draw. Ooh, it's not about card draw, it's about extra combats. In that case, maybe I'll double block your Broadside Bombardier. And sure, I ain't using this. Who are you throwing at what? You want to kill Beorn? I can play it again. By the power of ramp. They're gonna kill Icetill Explorer. Oh no, now I only have 2 bears! Or do I? I think I get +5/+5 off this Nissa. No, wait. They put a Yavimaya. I get +7/+7. That's lethal. Yeah, I just noticed their Yavimaya over there. Uzumaya? Maya. In we go. GG, Samut. Sammy, Wildcat, Captain. They are just going to spam out artifacts and hopefully get to cast their big nasty spells for free. That's how Sammy goes. And in a, I'll call it removal light deck, like my own, well, Sammy gets to just operate a bit in a vacuum. I have an Emerald Medallion in this hand, and that's why I'm going to keep it. We don't really have to worry about counter spells from them. They're just playing cheap artifacts. This person is playing their Sammy deck as a Storm deck, and I've run into the same person before. Next turn, I want that Ouroboros to start building up. Egg. They could use the egg to get colored mana since they don't seem to have it yet. Behold, the Ouroboros. A busted little card in green. There's white mana on an Ancient Den. Hot dog! Ooh, Icetill. I guess I go Icetill into Baloth over Beorn because I wouldn't be drawing this turn anyway. Very nice, very ice. Yeah, look at these. These are both standard legal cards, and they are frankly kind of ridiculous cards. I would have loved to have seen you. Gets me some good damage. Hopefully they don't just like Ugin next turn. Yeah, they're from the same set even. Yeah, all 3 of these cards are standard legal. And they're all from the same set. Edge of Eternities is kind of cracked, huh? Like, oh, I'm building a generic mono-green good stuff deck that has a bears sub-theme. Wow! Edge of Eternities is crazy! They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Nope, that's not mana. 4 mana! Sammy, next turn, I guess. Get a land... Get a land. They might have to eat their food this turn to live. I don't get the card draw. I don't have any other bears. But I do have Ouroboros. You have to order it this way for maximum value. Give the Ouroboros +2/+2 by turning it into a bear. That looks like lethal. Yeah, it's a cute capybara. Hello! Whoa there. Ouroboros achieved. It's really good! They work really well together, and it curves like 4 mana into 5 mana super well. This is a good-looking bear. A real good-looking bear. VV, going to sling spells until they kill me. But they do have to tap this VV in order to generate its mana. That's not really a downside, though, because it actually enables some infinite combos with VV that don't exist with the original card. Because now, VV can be tapped multiple times a turn to make mana, giving you things like Staff of Domination, causing... well, pain and sadness. Great. I have this Arboreal Grazer. I'm gonna sit here and chill on it. You guys like my Scribble Hoof? Yeah, me too. It's a good card. It's gonna get Tails ended. Nope. Or a Boroid. Cool. Might die to a bolt. It does indeed die to a bolt. And now I have the choice between, like, would I rather flare this? Or save it? I think I'll save it for now. Talisman of Creativity. Bears. Ah, they did have a tail's end. I still have the mana to play this again, but I'm going to turn this into a land in hand and a land in play. Sure, it becomes a 2/2 with Beorn, but I want something better. Yeah, this is Cheddar Hoof. Ooh. Yeah, I'm Beorn to be wild. Beorn the Fierce! I ain't turning anything into a bear. Turn yourself into a bear. I don't care. He's already a bear. Now he's more of a bear. File of Galadriel. If their hand is empty and they would draw some cards, they will draw one more. Yeah, I gave it Trample, Trample. Oh, wow, really? Is it? It is a Signet. Oh, that's cool. Guess I'll use a Roaming Throne. Does it go? They're countering it. Yeah, I'd have to pay 6. I can't. Fine. Wilson. Wilson, become a bear with Trample, Trample. Wizard! You have some card advantage in hand? Verticore. It's a lot of mana rocks for a guy who taps to make mana. I wonder if they're running like a Paradox Engine combo. Sup? Greater Hoof Behemoth, what's the last spell in your hand? If you use Agnikella, I think you draw 2, by the way. You discard 1 and draw 2. Oh, it's the other way around. Draw a card and then discard. Alright, Crater Hoof Behemoth. Or is Beorn getting put back in my hand? Nope, we get the trigger. Oh, Big Rift. Whee! I guess I'll replay Wilson. Hello, yes, 1 Wilson, please. They draw 2 because of file. They have so much mana right now. They have like 15 mana, I think? At the minimum. Storm of Saruman. I mean, not gonna lie, it is a funny card. Not one I would expect to see here. Okay, so they drew 2, discarded 1. Sunbird's Invocation. Ah, I see this person is an aficionado of what I will call big jank enchantments. Hey, listen, I don't blame you. They're really fun. I don't have lethal off Hoofin. So I guess I just go for Beorn and Springheart. And I play it just as a creature. To draw. Heal 4. Here's a Baloth. Yeah, Spring Bear Nantuko. Artist's Talent. Sunbird's going to Pseudo Cascade. Spiteful Banditry, X equals 0. Vivi still going crazy on this. They do it again. They search for his Kanta. Agnikella again. Oh, they're having trouble deciding which one they want to discard. They discarded a Braid. Okay. Expressive Iteration gets them more cards this turn. Fiery Confluence, Counterspell. I don't know what triggers were from what there. So, great. Triggers were happening. Oh my god, I love this. I just got an email that's like, want to learn how to hog tie your friends? We're teaching a class on how to do hog ties. Yay! I love living in a city. We have all sorts of things, like learn how to hog tie your friends. Okay, do you have a little flashback? Or do you have nothing? Yes, of course I do. I'll ask one of my friends. By the way, they can't counter my stuff. Because we got a Baloth. Michelangelo Weirdness to 11. There's actually a great new card for this deck that came out with this set. And it's not a new card. It's Arwen Weaver of Hope. It puts counters on your creatures when they enter. And since Mikey is scales on a stick, he works really, really well. I have Exploration and Llanowar Elves on turn 1, even though I'm going to run out of lands right after. I just gotta believe. Asasa's Chocobo. Look, there's a land. Exploration. I'll bolt that in, since I have another fight spell right here. And behold! Ramp! Yeah, we gotta get that turbo ramp in here. Because otherwise, we'll never survive to get to Beorn. one little Chocobo, one little Chocolina, and here's Mikey. So I can either kill the Chocobo or Mikey if I really want to, like, dedicate myself to doing it. But I'd have to, no, I actually can't kill Saz's Chocobo here because I don't get the +1/+0. That's fine. I'll kill Mikey. Oh, wait. I had another win. I could have just played Beorn this turn. My bad. I forgot I still had an exploration and that I drew another land. Sometimes you play a super powerful card and then you just forget you have it. If I get a land, maybe I'll play Surik and Goreclaw next turn. The turn 1 ramp was so fun. I had more ramp than I realized. I love I still have a tab open with 3 bowls of porridge on it. Perfect that it has 3 little bears. Oh, what's up, Warden of the Grove? Tap a land, do a ramp. Green. Crack this open. I guess I can turn Llanowar Elves into a bear. Or the Haywire Mite into a bear. They both look like good bears. And we be holding ramp. Too much of it. Yeah, I'm planning on making Arwen Weaver of Hope as commander. Probably adapting my Michelangelo deck to be that deck. It's going to be a little different because you need to get counters onto Arwen for her to be super good. But a lot of the cards, like this, they're going to be the same. Warden of the Groves gives an extra counter. Yeah, like, Arwen's going to be kind of like this Warden of the Grove, but you got to grow it on purpose, and it can be in your command zone. It's a bear. Llanowar Elves, you want to be a bear? I could technically have waited until post-combat for this. Am I swinging? I don't think so. Do I expect to make a Galadriel deck? So the new Galadriel we're getting is the Bant Galadriel, but I don't think that it will work that well in Arena if it's what I think it is. Galadriel Light of Valinor. It's a 5 mana Bant commander that can either make mana, buff all your creatures, or scry and draw. So she's kind of like a more controlled version of Chulane. Yeah, she has Alliance, so it's like when creatures enter, you get either 3 green mana, a counter on each creature you control, or scry 2 draw. I don't think she'd be bad. I think that she's kind of competing with Chulane, but Chulane is going to be a lot more consistent. Ka-chunk. Why didn't you play Mikey? Get a counter. We have so much mana here. Especially because this taps for mana. Oh, right. I can play 3 lands. I keep forgetting I have Exploration. Amy, you goober. Alright, now let me add up their toughnesses. see who or what I'm swinging with. Yeah, they have 4 mana. I have like 12. Mana diff. Archdruid's Charm to kill Beorn. But they did it before I passed the combat, so I wouldn't get the trigger. And unfortunately for them, I have enough mana to play it again. And now it's actually going to be bigger and have haste. Hello once again. Bears! There might be a window, by the way, if it's, I'm already passing 2 attackers. But I haven't gotten to combat yet. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a window for that. The Great Goblin! I assume this is going to be a bit like Grub. You put counters onto goblins to amass more goblins! And, I think there's probably some sort of persist combo you can do with this commander. But it's goblins! Goblins v Bears. We're both playing some fine Hobbit commanders here. I don't have good ramp in either of these hands. I'm gonna go for... yeah, I'm gonna go for one more mulligan. I'll make it work. This deck is unbearable. It truly is. Holla Holla gets Sprawla. Whenever they put a counter onto a goblin, orc, or army, it deals 2 damage to target opponent. And whenever a goblin, orc, or army you control dies, exile the top card of the library, play it until end of their next turn. Nice card advantage. Yeah, it's goblins. Gorblins. Bogue's Company! It's another Gorblin! Goblins and bears. Goblins and bears. Yeah, I have, all the mana I need now. Here's a very good goblin. And if they kill a goblin, like this goblin, they can get more goblins! Do it! Kill a goblin! Which one? This one or that one? That one. Okay, so I took 2 damage from the Amass. They got a land, they can play it next turn. I love this. Amass! 2 more! We love that Amass. I could play Beorn. I think I would rather go for Nissa into Fnatic. Not attacking there, don't really want to trade. Oh my gosh, we should all go down to Goblin Town. Who's swinging in? Everybody's swinging in? All right, I'll just prevent the most damage, blocking the Great Goblin of Goblin Town fame. What is this? Oh, they amass orcs! I lose 2 life. By the way, this is just an orc army. It is not a goblin army. Okay. I'm trying to decide what I'd want to tutor for here. Because I can grab pretty much anything. But I want to grab a thing that's a bear so I can draw the cards. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like... it's not hoof lethal here. Yeah, I think Surik and Goreclaw would be fine. Oh, you think Ouroboros? Alright, let's do Ouroboros. We won't bother going for the, that buff. We'll just go for this buff. And I realize now I could have actually gone for a little more off this. Because I think that's the 4th. Oh no, that's only the 3rd. And then post-combat I'll play Kazlam. No, Oh, it was the 4th trigger. That's alright. I don't need more damage. They have not amassed goblins since they sacrificed the first goblin army. So first they amass, then they amass again. I'll lose 2 more life. When I block and kill their creatures, they'll get more cards in exile. Man, goblins love dying. What the heck is a war beast of Gorgoroth? Whenever this creature or another creature you control with a power 4 or greater dies, the mass orcs too. I feel like I've never seen this card before in my life. Oh, look, a goblin! We're all bears here. I guess bears are just bigger than goblins. GG. Nashi Illusion Gadgeteer. Having this Frenzy Baloth might be important because they certainly have kill spells, counter spells, ramp, recursion, because that's got just Nashi written all over it. He does all of those things. And he does it kind of too well. I think that this is one of those cards that he originally didn't have Flash, and it should have never gotten Flash, especially not while maintaining this stat line. But whoever is in charge of managing the cards for Alchemy, well, they changed it once and they never changed it back. Yeah, I've talked about the history of this card before. Why is Nashi like this, you might wonder? Well, it's because a very large streamer decided to try Brawl and made Nashi. And he's a fine player. This is Croaky's. But his viewers had never played Brawl before, and they were much worse and on a worse budget, so they also brewed Nashi, and Wizards of the Coast saw stats of tons of people are crafting this rare and having abysmal win rates with it. Well, that's what happens. Sometimes content creators, they call them influencers for a reason. Hopefully I haven't led you two astray. So they played him badly, and they're like, hey, we're gonna buff this card. And they did. And that's a mistake. Yeah, Ron Alchemy, man. I still don't know why they don't change him back. This is a menace in the competitive queue, by the way. Oh, somebody's asking, how would I modify this deck for competitive Brawl? First of all, I wouldn't run this in competitive Brawl. But if you are, I guess, so determined to run it in the competitive Brawl queue... I'd add Ancient Tome. That's the big thing. Ancient Tomb, good for a big more ramp. Maybe a strip mine or two. I can turn Caslim into a bear. Oh, such deceit. They did double blue. Okay, so Caslim goes back in hand. This gets undone. Oh, cute, an exploration. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what other, like, green things. Green doesn't have that many banned things in ranked versus unranked. It's just in Sea Brawl you can do strip mine loops. So shucks, maybe throw a mole man in there too with a strip mine. You might need more graveyard hate. There's the 2-mana raccoon is a really good piece of graveyard hate. Oh, look at that! A Casualties of War! How nice! I'll play Beorn. You look like a bear. A bear germole. Yeah, earthbending onto Kaslim to cheat in the front side. That's my hope here. Yeah, this got banned in standard, but not here. Yeah, I should have done it in the other order. I didn't realize I had enough to play both and draw. But we can. There's Channel. Yeah, I don't think Channel's really for Beorn, but I would not recommend this deck for ranked. This is not really designed for it. What are we doing? Rifting. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Do I want bears dancing from dusk till dawn? That would be fun. Fun and silly. I like fun and silly, sure. I'm making bears dance. Yeah, like competitive Brawl, you're fighting against things like Tainted Pact, Thassa's Oracle, tons of instant speed tutors. This is the bears and mono green stompy deck, so it really doesn't have as much of a place in the meta. That said, you can play whatever you want at the low ranks because people do, even though they should just be playing in the unranked queue. Per me, I think they shouldn't be playing in the ranked queue. Don't encourage it. It gets seen as the default queue by a lot of players because it's the only one that offers you an additional reward, even though the reward is extremely minor. No, you don't have to deal with Thassa's Oracle, a Tainted Pact, in Brawl, because those cards are, well, one of the two is allowed. Thassa's Oracle is here, the other one isn't. Okie dokie. You got a way to deal with this? I don't know what you made a copy of. Make an instant speed something? Dancing from dusk till dawn, sure. Bijamole, 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 mole, mole. I like how chunkled this is getting. You're already a bear. You're already a bear. You're a bear. Again. It's a land bear. Oh, a mystical tutor! Instant speed tutors! What a fun thing that they put into this format. I think that most of Hellq, by the way, has drained out, with the exception of the Rusko and a Johnny player. Specifically, a Johnny is very present, because he's banned in the other queue. And there isn't really a similar card. Some people play Mary for Boros aggro, some people play Anam Pakal. Tyrant's Corn? This guy's playing corn over here! It lets them bounce the temple, I believe, because it is a creature of mana value 3 or less, or that it's actually better to bounce it than destroy it. Oh, damn! Okay. Move my commander to the command zone, yes. Tajik's banned in that queue, but it's not banned here. Yay, Kazlin's back. Oh no, my corn! Yay, bears! Okay, bye, Nashi. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars as we bared down our opponents with Beorn the Fierce, who is a good commander. Seriously, it's got stats, it gives stats, it draws cards. I cannot overstate that this is just an amazingly good commander for mono green good stuff. So if you like stuff that is good and stuff that is green, stompy, card draw, trample, all of that, check out Beorn. Beorn's really good. You can find my deck list, but I am going to give you just a little primer here that you do not need to copy this deck list exactly. You play whatever cards you have that are green and good. Maybe you don't have a Bramble Armor Brawler. Great, swap it out. Maybe you have some more stuff that cares about power mattering. Awesome, throw it in. Maybe you got different ramp, put in the ramp. It does not matter that much what kind of good cards you put in that are green, as long as they're creatures and you run some bears. I will say that the suite of bears I've put in here is pretty good. Probably the one that's like most cuttable of them is a Eula, Queen Among Bears. But I wanted her in here because, well, she lets Beorn fight when he enters, and I think that that's fun. And I already had an Eula deck, which I started with when I was brewing this deck. So yeah, you don't need that many bears to make Beorn work. You just need a few, and once you have a few, you're going crazy, you're drawing cards, you're making things huge, and it's really fun. Also, I am counting the shapeshifters among those bears. If you have different favorite shapeshifters, great. If you're a kind of person who just loves running something like Maskwood Nexus, great. Put those cards in if you love them, because the deck is flexible. It's good green stuff, and good green stuff always has, well, room for a couple friends. I mentioned before, the deck list is in the description of the video, and if you would like to suggest a commander from The Hobbit, let me know. I've already brewed a bunch of them. I'll actually go over here. They have the wrong commanders up here because I just pre-brewed them before the set actually came out, but we're gonna have Thorindel. We're going to have Arwen, technically from Lord of the Rings commander, but close enough. We're gonna have the Lord of Eagles, as represented by Sinette, because, well, I want to brew around a bunch of cards. I'm also hoping to do some dwarf brews, maybe some equipment brews, and take advantage of the fun legends that are introduced in the Hobbit set. So if you have a recommendation or one that you really want to see, please let me know so I can get brewing sooner. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.